7. Welcome to the randomest intro ever. Welcome to night 23. 23, as I pronounced the T in 3. We're in for a zany one tonight. And that's for a good reason. We are locked in, shall we say. A big old night of IPW action. Kicking off the night, it is Cody Rhodes, John Cena. First seed on the line for that one. Then we go Green League, Bailey Alexa, followed by Fallon Becky. And lastly, a big old main event between two big boys. It's Drew McIntyre. This is over for me. Don't know where my voice went there, but let's just move quickly on to our opener tonight. Gold League action. About to deliver us a Goldie for the era. Your men's Gold League still only sees 1 star qualified. It's coming down to the last week of action. Oh, well, technically our last bout in this round will potentially qualify someone. But right now, it's all about the American Nightmare. Oh, FYI. Bang.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 222 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Rhodes is one of these stars that has been at the top of IPW for several months now. And tonight, and here tonight inside the Underground Arena, he is looking to be the first star to make it to match point, to make it to the first seed in a division. A win will earn him that and put him 1 win away from the perfect run through the showdown. But to get there is no easy task. Oh no, siree. You gotta go through Mr. Rabadoo! The last time is now. Potentially the last time in this series for Big Match John.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time, John Cena.
To put it bluntly, 5 points to Big Match John. It's still in the running. It's still a contender for making it to the showdown. I actually just need to check one thing. Oh no, it would... This is elimination basically for Cena. A loss here would take him out of contention. The reason being is because Will Ospreay on 8 points. Cena does not own the tiebreaker there. It is Ospreay who beat John to have the tiebreaker advantage. Obviously, things change if the scores do end up with multiple stars on 8. But from a locked-in kind of point, Cena needs to win Both matchups. A loss in either. And well, he is out of the running. There's other caveats to Cena's elimination as well. Namely, if he loses here tonight, he is out of the running. If Ospreay wins in his final matchup, he is pretty much out of the running as well. Now, technically, Big Match John can reach 11 points, so not necessarily fully out of the running. Running, I should say. But this is very much make or break. Going up against a man that is perfect through 6, now on his 7th. Yeah. This could be do or die as a roll up here for Rhodes. Cody obviously needs to win one of his last 2 to lock in first. There are stars that can overtake him if he does lose both of these. Those stars include Mr. Shawn Michaels. Michaels, the last matchup in this division, can potentially overtake him on 16 points. So realistically, Rhodes needs a count-out victory at the very least in this last couple of bouts. In theory, he could suffer a loss and just one win. But you've got to think he'll be going for the Gargantua, the undefeated run through all the bouts in this tournament. Cena ascends, tries to drop the elbow. Fails to do so. Rhodes still aggressing. Snapped vertical suplex. And straight into the cover. Cena down. But a quick kick out from Big Match John. Now, one thing also to note here tonight. If Cena is able to pick up a victory, things get a little bit more interesting at the tail end of the table. He will he'll overtake Lesnar and tie up with Ospreay in terms of points, but Mr. El Grande Americano, he's kind of vying for a Cena loss here. Cena would obviously ascend to a nice tally of 8 points. El Grande obviously competes tomorrow against Shawn Michaels, which is you kind of feel a done deal in favor of Michaels, but maybe not. Crossroads connecting. That came out of nowhere, but he is going to connect onto Cena with it. 1, 2. Kick out by John. Stays in this matchup. But as I was saying, a win here for Cena does make this a little bit of a difficult challenge for El Grande to make it to the live event. He needs to go perfect. 2 for 2. He also requires several other results to go in his favor. But as a whole, it is very impossible for El Grande to make it if Cena wins here tonight. Rhodes connects in the corner. Roll up by Big Match John. He's looking to play spoiler to Rhodes' run here in this tournament. And Cody, well, He's lying in wait. He's looking to pounce. He knows what he can do, and this is it. A little crossroads for the second time. The cover as well, but I would say that's a rope break from this angle. The referee, yeah, that's a rope break. The foot is underneath the rope. Referee, big woman Guile, not spotting the foot on the rope, so it is referee's judgment at the end of the day. While Guile is perfect to me, he sometimes does make mistakes to our superstars. But Rhodes remains undefeated, and I can finally put some names on the bracket for the showdown. Namely, we will be seeing Cody Night 2. Straight to the semis for Rhodes in this tournament. And that's a huge victory for him. It's amazing what can happen in such a short period of time in this tournament. And I've got to give credit where credit is due. Rhodes, he did great here. Now, obviously, there are potential things that also could work out here tonight. El Grande's probably frothing at the mouth now thanks to Cena's loss. A potential overtake there. He does, however, need to win tomorrow, else he is eliminated, I do believe. Yeah, he will be. Actually, will he? Who owns the tiebreaker between Lesnar and El Grande? Lesnar, yeah, he would be eliminated if he loses tomorrow. So really, tomorrow night is qualification or elimination. Do or die, that's going to be an epic matchup, to say the least. But let's pivot now to our Women's Green League. That's right. As we have Alexa Bliss versus Bayley in your second match of the evening. Personally speaking, this could be classed as a barn burner. And I, for one, think that we deserve some craziness, some kookiness, some absolute downright epicness. And so we're going to send it to the ring to get it on. Well, let the wub wubs begin. It's only fitting we say that for the former Prospects champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
Well, Alexa Bliss, let's put it this way. A loss would cap her at 7 points total as her max. That would eliminate her from the showdown. So, a must-win situation for Bliss. For Bayley, a win would finally lock her at the showdown.
And
while Bailey would lock tomorrow. Well, today if she wins. She is one of the 5 stars in this green division, I would say, has performed really well. Stepped up to the plate. Now, there are some issues in this division surfacing around Lainey Reed, who has been perfect through the last 2 matches. She could potentially sneak in to this bracket, but that's not yet come to play. Regards to that, it is your second bout tonight. Big Man Lennon, your referee, as he gets to watch these 2 phenomenal women's wrestlers go toe-to-toe. And the story so far in this tournament for the Goddess has been that insult to injury. Several times it's been attempted. 0 conversion rate. And it's one of her biggest weapons in setting up for her massive finish in, like, the Twisted Bliss. What was that? Well, whatever it was, Bailey got the better of the situation somehow. Back elbow connecting. Bliss on the receiving end here of some Bailey offense. Wheelbarrow arm drag takedown. And Bailey feeling the effects of that, noticing she could not believe that she was taken down by that. But yeah, for Bailey, currently stuck on 9 points, a win would take her to 12. Obviously, the cutoff in this division was 10 points. Utami qualified on 10. For Bailey, I believe it will be the same sort of thing as she makes it to 12. So you can't really quote me on that with how close this division has been. Plus the fact Utami now sits on 13 points. 2 points behind Liv Morgan, who has been qualified since 2 rounds ago, basically. Liv tomorrow night has the chance to do what Cody did just moments ago, locking in first place in the Green League. As Utami, who currently sits, as we say, on 13, cannot catch up to the 18 points that Liv could end this, well, 18 points Liv could end up on after tomorrow. You have to feel that, like Rhodes, Liv looks to very much, and if you pardon the pun, live up to those expectations. Last year, she had that phenomenal run in the tournament, was dominant in the women's division. 15 points total last year. She's equaled her record this year. The question is, as Bliss hooks up Bailey for a blissful DDT, spikes the head into the canvas, and the cover to follow suit. Gets a 2 count there. A close 2 count at that. Bailey now in the drop zone. Bliss heads up top for a little twisted blitz. That was out of nowhere after the blissful DDT, but cannot connect it. And Bailey looks to punish. Snap vertical. Down goes Bliss, and more punishment thrown her way. Off the ropes, Bailey drops the elbow. The role model bringing it hard and fast to the Goddess. Bailey, Sai-Ido suplex. Connects with ease onto Alexa. Now the chops, the strikes, the snapmare. Oh, she's going for an old classic, an oldie but a goodie. The face. But we're not seeing the face, we're just seeing the booty. Now what's Bailey got in mind? She ascends to the heavens. Swanton bomb from Bailey? My word. Not going to connect with it, though. And Bliss, happy to oblige the miss with some added torment. An Irish whip puts Bailey in the corner. Scooped and slammed down into the drop zone. Bailey's up quick, though. Bliss cannot catch a break, it feels. But she is able to drop Bailey. And now, caught, Germaned. Urgency setting in for me, as it should do for both ladies. It's dire situation. I thought Bliss may have looked for a Sister Abigail. But no, not going to come into effect instead. She's going to stomp away at the chest of Bailey. Cover here as well. Referee in position to count the 3, but only needs to go for 2. Bliss tries to uncork that right hand, cannot do so, and Bailey gonna make a play with a rose plant. Head spike to the canvas, and now spin out side slam. 1, 2, kick out from Bliss to stay in this tournament. A run at the showdown could be cut short if she cannot get the job done here. Bailey knows it, and with the head being busted open of Bliss, she is certainly closing in on victory. Knees to the belly, and now Bailey ascends once again, calling Bliss up. Looks to fly, and the crossbody does connect. Role model not done. She ascends once more, this time to drop the axe. But look at Bliss. Tormented. Deranged. She realizes what she must do, but she's caught and planted once more. Bailey into the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have our second elimination in the tournament. And our third woman in this Green League locked in to the showdown. We say arrivederci to Alexa. And hello, Governor, to Bailey. We stack the field at the showdown. Now that battle at the top, it's close. Obviously, round number 7.
Here is your winner, Bailey!
Sees an absolute massive clash to start it off, as Bailey's last match is against one of the only 2 women ahead of her in this division. Bailey will take on Utami Hayashishita to kick off round 7. That's a hefty sort of fight to get in your final round. But yeah, we can also talk quickly about Liv Morgan. Her last round consists of Lyra Valkyria. Potential elimination bout there. If things work out a certain way, but tomorrow night's an elimination bout. Not for Liv, but for Momo, who will go up against Morgan. That could be a toasty battle. As yeah, the final stages of this tournament, we're closing in on the very end. But how about we focus in on your next bout? Your Teal League affair is once both champions, now only one of them holds the gold. It's Fallon versus Lynch. A must-win bout for Becky. For Fallon, top spot still in the equation.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, Fallon Henley.
Now, I'm going to say this in the most interesting of ways. Last night, I was hoping for a count-out victory. I'm not going to say the same thing tonight, but I kind of am. A count-out could cause carnage. It could cause pandemonium. As we will see, if we do get a count-out, sure, Lynch would not be eliminated. She could still make it, but on a count-out win. But count-out loss, Lynch is still able to qualify. So we're kind of wanting a count-out here between the two top ladies in IPW. Sure, there is Utami in that picture, but this is probably the big bout of this bracket. The longest reigning undisputed women's world champion versus the Ruby Belt.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the women's prestigious world champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
Holder, Becky Lynch. This is a main event caliber matchup in IPF and dub. You're getting two big bouts here tonight. Now, you know I want to count out. You know I want carnage. You know I just want to see the craziness take place here in this division. Whether or not we get that craziness, I don't know. But what I do know is what is at stake. A win here for Fallon would eliminate Lynch from the tournament. Would get Fallon in the dominant position in this division heading into the final round. First seed is not secured on a win. First seed is not going to be secured until the very end of this tournament for this Teal League. Fallon has the chance to have the highest probability of achieving that position if she secures the win here tonight. Early cross body cover. Gets a 2 count off it as well. Henley. A little bit shocked that it's a 2 this early on in the matchup, but we know Lynch likes to battle back as the match goes on, and a roll-up is a start of a comeback for Becky. Kick out from Fallon at 1. Your referee for your co-main event, it is Miss Guile. Gets probably the best seat in the house for this epic matchup. It's kind of hard to believe that we could see an elimination here tonight in this Teal division, or second. The fact is, because of how this division has transpired, the fact that 6 of the 8 stars all are on very much the same amount of points. Anyone who breaks the mold could really just tear this division apart. Fallon tries to scoop up Lynch, cannot get it. Instead, a Scorpion Death Drop from Becky. The man fighting back on the outside, and this is where I want it to be. Roll up through. Becky armbar into the disarmer. That's locked in tight, but the hold is relinquished. On the outside as Fallon, feeling the effects, gets Germaned. A count of 3, and it's Lynch who's ascending to the heavens. Looks to soar. Count of 5. Becky rolling, sort of. Don't know what to call that. It's a rolling crossbody? Rolling senton? Whatever it was, it's effective, and it's given Lynch some control as she sends Fallon into the ring post. Henley back to her feet, and she is not playing around no more. She goes back in. And I'm kind of sad that we didn't see more action out there. Now, you may be wondering why I kind of want a draw. I haven't actually explained it. A draw for Fallon of any sort, or a count out for Fallon in any way, would tie her alongside 2 of the following 4 stars. It would be Oscar and Flair if she gets a count out loss, and Nia and Blake Monroe on a count out win. As Fallon's not looking for that though, she hits the hoedown. Shot called, she saddles up and drives the knee into the temple of Lynch. Good for 2. The champ kicks out. Fallon not done, getting a little dirty. Using the middle rope for leverage, but a kick out that's quicker than Fallon hitting the big shot. Lynch catches Fallon. Hooks the arm. Wrenching deep on it. Drops an elbow into it as well. And Fallon on a very, well, in a very awkward position as the man is bringing it to her. And Lynch ascends, flies, cannot connect. Fallon quicker to the punch. She evades it. Taunt gets caught though. And Lynch cannot follow it up. Fallon tries to follow up. She can't either. Neither woman able to connect until Lynch unleashes a combo, ending in a Bexploder suplex. Tomorrow night in the Steel League, your final matchup of this round is an interesting one as well. It's another star who could potentially seize top spot or tie the top up against the Prospects champion. But right now the action here, Fallon into the cover, almost gets the win off the pump handle. Lynch in trouble, and she might be put to bed as the Famouser was attempted. Fallon caught and powerbombed down to the canvas. Lynch cannot put her down until now. Hooks up Fallon for a man-handle slam. Lynch getting dangerous, using the middle rope for leverage. Gets a 2. Almost a 3. Fallon shocked at Lynch's dirty tactics after Fallon tried it earlier. Gotta learn from the best to beat the best. Lynch is doing that as the action spilling now to ringside. Right where I want it. Perfect position. Referee, big woman Guile, start the count. Thank you. Becky launching Fallon with a German. Then a few follow-up shots, but it's not going to work. Instead, Fallon, basement dropkick. She's going to work this into her favor. Irish whip, though, reversed. And again, Fallon's head meets ring post. Henley back to her feet. Targeting the arm of Lynch. And now, the neck and head of the man. Count of 6. Make it 7. Fallon back in the ring at a count of 8. A little yeehaw at 9. And guess what, buckaroos? Carnage in the Teal League continues. What is going on? Well, with this result, Lynch still able to qualify. JK. Lynch is eliminated.
Here is your winner, Fallon Henley.
Becky can no longer reach the minimum point requirement to make it to the showdown. What a way to do it. Continue the carnage. The craziness that this Teal League has. Well, Fallon joins now Nia and Blake on 11 points heading into the last round. And let's just run down the card. Round number... Well, I can tell you one thing. There's not going to be a tie at the top of the division. Unless a certain result happens tomorrow. Actually, there could still be a tiebreaker situation. But round number 7 sees Fallon versus Flammer. Sorry, Fallon versus Blake Monroe. Both tied on 11, so one of them is probably going to take top spot in this Teal League. You then have Nia versus Flammer. And this isn't mentioning there's still 2 other stars stuck on 10 points. They're not in the question just yet. But, welcome to your big boy bout. We call this main event time. More carnage to come. Oh, I need to confirm if this will determine first seed or not. It's going to be an epic main event, as Drew McIntyre will go toe-to-toe with Obafemi. Usually out second. Forced out first. Because he gets his hands tonight on a champion. The ruler, with a win, would lock first.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 310 pounds,
Correction, if Drew McIntyre wins, he locks first. That's the actual fact. Oba, because of Drew, is still technically ahead of him. If Oba wins, he only goes to 14 points. McIntyre can pip first place with a win in round number 7. Unless Oba wins both matches. This basically determines who is in the contention for first. Now, to note, I forgot to mention this. Actually, no, I'm not right. Ignore me. Tomorrow night, if certain results go certain ways, we will see stars locked in this Pink League a little bit more.
and his opponent from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
So, what I mean by that is, if CM Punk wins tomorrow, No, it wouldn't. Never mind. I'm wrong. Ignore me. I'm getting my math wrong. There's a lot of craziness that could happen tomorrow, I should also point out. Essentially, the only thing that can happen in this pink division is we can kind of guarantee our first seed if Drew wins in round 7. That's all that remains in this round to confirm. Nothing else can happen. It's all going to come down to the wire. Do you know what's insane to me? I'm looking at just how these divisions are. The green division has 3 stars qualified, 1 eliminated. The pink division, which we're in now, has 2 stars locked, with the potential of 1 being first locked. And then in the men's division, I actually have some interesting facts now. Because of John Cena's loss tonight, we actually can lock in a couple of people. Didn't realize that. But a win tonight, well, for Rhodes, has capped Cena's max points at 8. Now, what that would mean is he cannot overtake the man that currently sits in 2nd and 3rd. The maximum, I should also point out, for Brock Lesnar, who currently is on 6 points, he is the current 6th place star. He can no longer catch the Monster Abyss and Shawn Michaels. Thus, they are locked to the showdown after tonight. Wow. We are very much closing in on a card for the ages. Now we just have to figure out who's going to make it in the heel division, which I didn't mention because it's the only division with no one officially locked. There are just 2 stars eliminated. Becky Lynch and Stephanie Vaquer gone from the tournament. Now, focusing back on your main event, surprisingly, both men busted open early. Bringing it to one another. It's the aggression. It's that tantalizing truth of what this matchup actually means. A win for Drew gives him top. A win for Oba keeps him in the hunt, but right now he's in trouble. A little future shock DDT from McIntyre puts Femi down, and I've got a feeling Drew might look to punish, look to end Oba here. Leaks but cannot connect. Oba now has a chance to punish. Irish whip not going to work. Instead, McIntyre slumped on the ropes. Now caught, tossed into the ring by the ruler. Cover now for Femi. Only good for 1. But that could get more. A fall from grace delivered to McIntyre. Gets a 2. Ruler reaching his boiling point. Exploder suplex for Femi. He now ascends up top, looking to fly. Drew needs to stop, stifle the offense, and he's going to be able to do so with a backbreaker. A backbreaker that leads to a countdown. And a little kiss goodnight with a claymore. Cover for McIntyre. 1, 2. The ruler kicks out. Drew caught. Took up top. Punches get him out of the military press. And neck breaker ensures his safety. Cover again for McIntyre, but I would say that's a rope break. It doesn't matter if it's a rope break or not. Femi powers out of it. Now, from my understanding, we talk about the craziness of this division, the potential insanity that can happen in this tournament. What if this ends in a count-out win for Oba? Both men reach 13. Roman wins his last round matchup. I think you know where I'm going here. Drew and Oba lose theirs. Which, spoiler alert, it is Oba versus Roman. Drew has to deal with CM Punk. That could be and if Punk wins that and and Oba loses his to Roman, we could have a three-way tie for first. That's obviously a potential tie-breaking matchup. I'm just considering all the tiebreaker options here, by the way, folks. Because as it stands, round 4, or round 7, I'm confused as ever as to who's locked in the Teal League. I think there are some stars technically locked. It is Blake and Fallon who are... One of them's guaranteed locked. Future Shock, though. Drew drives over into the canvas cover here as well, too. He gets it. McIntyre takes top spot in the pink division. It doesn't matter about the potential tie now. And that means we know our top 2 men's seeds who could potentially see each other in the Showdown finals now. Big Daddy Drew goes to the semis. Cody does the same thing on the opposite side. They await the winners of the 2 previous bouts.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Well, you know I love a bit of carnage. You know I love a little bit of pandemonium. Tomorrow night, it's make or break for a few stars. As we might as well run the card down from top to bottom. Your opener, it's Green League action. Liv Morgan, Momo Watanabe. Momo loses, she is done and dusted in the tournament. If Liv wins, she is first seed. And she makes it to the semi-final spot for free. Then we go to Punk and Okada. A Pink League battle with some elimination sort of threats to Punk. A loss would put him out of the tournament. Afterwards, you've got another big matchup officially locked in tonight. Shawn Michaels goes toe-to-toe with El Grande Americano. A loss for El Grande, he's done as well. Michaels, it keeps him in a good place. Potentially second seed. We'll see if that comes to prosper. Because his final match in the tournament is against the other guy on the same amount of points as him. Anyway. Lastly, your main event. The eliminated Stephanie Vakir potentially can put danger onto Lady Flammer, as Flammer could seize top spot in the teal division to her lonesome. Or you could get what we've seen throughout the entirety of this round, a count-out win or loss to Flammer, causing deadlock once more at the top of the division. Well, wait, Lynch isn't eliminated. Wait, no, she is. Yes, she is. I tell a lie. Ignore me, I'm being dumb. But yes, thank you for joining me tonight. I do hope you have enjoyed the craziness of night 23. 24, as I say, will be a little bit later. There's an England game at 5 p.m. I plan to watch it. We'll see if I'm crunkered or not. But yes, it is going to be a late stream. Just know that. So yes, thank you for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed tonight's Road to the Showdown. I will see you very soon for night 24. Whoop whoop.